now. Okay. So those are the things that you come to my live and learn and hear about. Okay. And so that is why I operate on this calendar where it doesn't mean that I don't travel, that I don't do fun things in the summer. Quite the contrary. It does not mean that at all. It just means like when I really like decompress and turn my business completely off, that is done during the earlier part of the year. Right? I'm not at 100% in June and July, but I'm definitely thinking about and planning and preparing. Okay? Because one of the things about campaign marketing, right? When you use campaigns to grow your business, which I recommend that everyone does, because a campaign is just an intense focus for a short period of time with specific goals. So you may focus on a specific category of products or a specific product for 6, 8 weeks, 4 weeks, a weekend, whatever, right? And so that is all that you focus about. That is all you focus on. That is all you promote. Doesn't mean that you don't still sell the other stuff. Just means from what people see and hear from you is very concentrated and very focused for a short period of time. And it's a little more intensified, right? And so just like a marathon runner, when they're running, I know this from back when I used to do Couch to 5K, the app, and lost a bunch of weight. You bring your activity down a little bit, and then you ramp up and you go really hard and you run, and then you bring it back down. And that's how people win marathons, right? And so it's the same thing with your business. There are times when you're not at complete rest, but you bring the activity down just a notch. And that's when you can do a really intense, focused campaign. Okay. And so that is why I operate on the calendar for my business that I do, so that I am not waiting until the last minute to think about holiday. I don't even care if you, like I said, that you are promoting other people's products, because when you're promoting other people's products, you don't know when they're going to throw that thing on you. Some of these companies are horrible. You don't know what the Black Friday deal is until Black Friday. That's horrible. I honestly wouldn't even promote it if that was the case. That is a disservice to you. It is disrespectful to you as a stakeholder. I didn't say stockholder, I said stakeholder, right? You have a stake in that company's success because it's inextricably tied, linked to your success. They need to treat you with more respect. So big kudos to those companies that don't wait and everything is top secret. Oh, don't spill the beans until 2 days before. You need that information weeks in advance. You need to be treated not as a child, but as an adult stakeholder, and have the information so that you can plan, strategize, and move accordingly. Now, that's my little soapbox on that. Okay. You need to know that well in advance. Okay. And when it comes to your campaign, you need that information. You need to be ramping up. Okay. So, right now is the time that you should be present more regularly and frequently and showing up, providing value, providing education, and making those social deposits. Okay. Because here's the reality. If you wait until the Monday before Black Friday and you haven't gone live, you haven't even warmed up your existing audience. And if you have zero audience, you most definitely better not be waiting until the Monday before Black Friday. You need to be creating that audience and nurturing that audience today, tomorrow at the latest. Okay. That is not, this is professional marketing. Okay. I am a marketing professional. Double master's degree, marketing and finance, bachelor's degree in marketing and Spanish, Fortune 500, Fortune 200, Fortune 100, Fortune 20. Okay. Sales, marketing, and leadership over 32 years. 32 years, because 2 weeks post high school, I worked on a major consumer brand as a highly paid intern. 2 weeks post high school, I was actually bringing home more than my parents were at that time. And I don't say that to brag or make them feel awful. They pointed it out to me. Okay. My annual, if I were working full time, my annual would have been more than what my parents were making at the time. Okay. I was grateful for it because I had a 3-month-old baby too. So here's the deal. Let's talk about what's working. What's working is working right now. And that's a double entendre. That has a double meaning. What's working is showing up right now. What's working is consistency right now. So work is working. You got to do it. If you don't show up, it ain't going to work. And I'm going to pull out another receipt for you. People who make, megabucks, who I haven't seen on the scene in several years, are now back on the scene, and they are posting content. They're creating new podcast episodes. They're doing all kinds of stuff. They're doing all kinds of activity. Because if they don't, they're going to miss out, because it's a new age. I've been telling y'all for over a year now, for about 15, 18 months. There are 5 shifts shaping marketing today. Okay. So that's what's working. You got to show up. You got to do the work. Work is working. Right? The other thing that's working is omnipresence. Being on multiple platforms. Right? It does not mean that you work diligently every single platform, but at least have a presence. Get your content up regularly and consistently, right? You know my spiel. Have your pair and a spare. Pair and a spare. Your pair cannot be 2 platforms owned by the same entity. Okay? So Mark Z owns IG and FB. That cannot be a pair. Did I say FB and IG? That is not a pair. Okay. FB, Pinterest, and then IG can be your spare. That's fine. Right now, IG has just completely been demoted in my schema. IG has been demoted. It's just not, it doesn't bring me joy. It doesn't come with ease and flow. So other than stories, I don't really rock with IG right now. I just can't. Okay. I get more reward from my effort. If I were to give it an effort index, I get more reward from my effort from TT. Okay. So have your pair and a spare, a primary, a secondary, and then a third that you put your content up on, but you're not really focused on. You're not there growing. You're not there mingling. You're just making sure you have a presence, because if something happens, like a major platform is down for a whole day, you have somewhere else you can go and play. Okay. So social media marketing is working. It's working. Okay. I could do a whole other live on what's working on social media marketing, but social media marketing is working. Showing up is working. Doing the work. Okay. That is working. Thank you for following me. 2. What was all that I even just said? I can't even remember. Omnipresence is working. Let me type this stuff up. Okay. Let me do a build a note while I'm here. So let's share a screen. Let's share a screen. Okay. So let me move my mic just a little bit. Okay. What is working? We said working, showing up and doing the work. We said omnipresence. I'm a horrible typist, in case you didn't know. And we said your pair and a spare cannot be owned by same entity. Me. Okay. because I've been around the world and I. No, I cannot sing. That is not my spiritual gift, singing. Right? But I know a thing or two about marketing, sales, and leadership. I can write books on it, but I'd rather make video and turn those videos into courses. So that's what I do. Right? As legend will have it, I will come up with my outline with my syllabus. And then from my syllabus, I will go and create a Google Doc. Because why am I going to invest in? See, I've seen people make this mistake. Invest $20,000 before they know if they have a viable product. Invest $20,000 in copywriter, in software, and this and that. And so by the time they sell their course, number one, if they sell it, if they break even, right? Why do that? I come from the school of thought that you put out your minimal viable product. Your minimal viable product. In fact, I will tell you that you will lose a certain part of your audience when you go from minimal viable product to higher production quality, because it just won't feel as real and raw to them. I'm just be honest with you. When it starts to feel like you've sold out and you've gone corporate on them, a portion of your audience is going to leave. I'm the underdog, so I love still putting out that raw stuff. Because number one, it comes from joy, ease, and flow. And two, it's just what I do. It's what I do. It's what I do well. Okay. So DBA is only $133 for volumes 1 and 2. You've got about 15 more minutes to enjoy that special while I'm on live. I just completely unraveled this. Okay. So you've got about 15 minutes to continue to enjoy that. Not sure when I'll be back on live this weekend, so I would grab it now. DBA is a fantastical product, program. One of the things I love best about DBA is the community. The community, right? We show up for each other on each other's lives. We support each other. There are people that I would have never known if not for DBA. And can we just talk about that? So many of my customers, especially in my beauty business, I would have never done business with. I would have never known them. They would have never known I existed if not for doing business online, right? I have had the luxury, the privilege of waking up to new customers in my business that I've never spoken to from all around the world for several years now. And I have a beauty business right now that still pays me that I do not actively promote those products. And if you want to learn how, I would suggest that you grab DBA volume 1 and 2 for only $133 while I'm live. And you can break it down into 4 payments. So you could literally, for about the price of a movie these days, a movie and, snacks for one, get started and start learning so that you can earn. How fast it takes you to earn is going to be dependent on where you are, what you bring, right? What skills, talent, your learning curve. Some people have different learning curves, your network, the strength of your network, community, and audience, right? Your time, your talent, so on and so forth, right? 2 people can start on the same day and have drastically different results. And that is okay, right? Just like we have 2 different sets of fingerprints. That is a-okay. Okay. But, you got to know what's working. And I've shared that with you. Okay. What's working is showing up and doing the work. You got to show up and you got to post. If you're not showing up, if you're not posting, you're going to struggle. If you are a professional student, as I call it, right? You gotta learn what's in the program, what's in the course, and then you got to go apply it Information plus application equals transformation. You have to apply it. As Matt teaches in Business Pro University, he calls it learn, activate, dominate. Information plus application equals transformation. And some of y'all want to sit and you want to go through every single module and you want to learn everything inside of every single module. And that's just not what you need to do. Right? Someone like me with 32 years of sales, marketing, and leadership experience, I was able to make my first sale within like 24, 48 hours. Number one, because I had the community, I had the network, I had the audience to be able to do that. Right? I didn't need to go through every last single module from the rooter to the tutor to figure it out and to learn it. I was going through for a validation process to make sure that this was something I wanted to put my name and face on, to make sure that they weren't, talking crazy, that they wasn't just making stuff up, because people do that. You would be amazed. People will do that, right? Okay, so showing up and doing the work is working. Omnipresence, having your pair and a spare. Your pair cannot be owned by the same entity. Email marketing and direct messaging. That one-on-one conversation is working, right? Y'all look at people who go on live and 5-10 people might buy DBA while they are live. You probably need to stop watching those lives, first of all. You probably need to stop watching those lives. And I'm not being a hater, but you got to understand, the only reason I'm suggesting that maybe you need to stop watching them is compare-itis. You got to stop with the compare-itis. You got to stop comparing yourself. You got to understand your walk and where you are in your own journey before you start comparing your journey to someone else's. Okay? So you can't look at where someone else is in their journey. And I've got the longest time in, and you still don't necessarily see that 5-6 people buy while I'm live, mainly because my primary and core audience is at work during the day. So they're not buying during the day. They go home after work or on their break and they buy, or they buy on the weekend or at night while I'm asleep. Same with my email list, because the people who find me on social end up on my email list. They are working during the day. So they will buy overnight. That's where my orders in my sleep come from, because I like to target my ideal client is people who have money, and people who have money typically work or they have income from somewhere. They are typically doing, back when I was in banking, the whole thing about calling people who had a mortgage to get them in, you were leaving them messages during the day because they were typically at work to be able to pay for the mortgage. Right? And so my ideal client is typically at work during the day. Now they might be able to throw me on and listen to me live or even recorded video while they're working and have me on in the background or in headphones, but they're still working. Their ability to purchase is going to be at night. And that is why I will send emails at 10, 11 o'clock. Will someone sometimes unsubscribe because of that? They weren't my ideal client. Okay. So we talked about showing up, doing the work, omnipresence, email marketing, and messaging. Live streaming works. Okay. I showed y'all that when we went through Share the Wins. There were 4 or 5 Share the Wins that were shared that talked about live streaming is where they got their sales from. Live streaming. Okay. I don't know if you've been watching, how long you've been watching this, but don't judge me based on that, because I just told you my ideal client is at work right now. That's why they're not buying while I'm live. Now, it will happen when I'm live at night. It's definitely happened while I'm live at night. Right? But right now we're going live during the day. Okay. So live streaming works. You got to know the rules of the platform, what you can and cannot and should not do. And sometimes, yes, those rules are not written. So the best bet is to do what is in the live script, which is also, where to go find it if you want it. And I think that, I don't know if that's still on sale for $45 or not. Okay. And it's going to grow your community and your audience the fastest. And it's going to, I recommend streaming to platforms natively because it's going to give you SEO and audience growth juice. It's going to push you out to more. And then because once it's done streaming, especially on a platform like YouTube, people can search for it. And not even just search for your video, they can search for certain terms. So you need to go back and optimize it on YouTube, for example, the video title, the description, the tags, and so forth, so that it will show up in search, right? You've heard me say video is residual. Video is residual. When I was partnered with a certain company, there were videos that I recorded in 2015 that were still helping me grow my team in 2018. Even after I no longer was partnered with that company, people were still reaching out to me to join my team. And then the lucky people that I liked, I sent them to them. Okay. And offline networking works. Build your network offline. But the key is to get them on your email list. Right? The key is to get them on your email list. My email list close more of those offline networkers that if I don't close them in person. Because here's what happens with some of your offline networking, right? They're sold about 98% of the way, but for whatever reason, they're still hemming and hawing and that, right? And one of the things I've been doing this summer is flash sales. Not where I'm discounting my price though on my courses and that, but where I might throw in something value added. Like the latest copy of Pin Profits Mastery, I gave a 30-minute one-on-one strategy session only to the next 3 people and only valid through Sunday. And so someone who I followed up with in Messenger yesterday and told me they've got it on their list for October, decided to purchase the minute they read that email because, in her words, let me pull it up. What did she say? I'm going to pull it up and tell you her exact words. She said, "You had me with the email about including the strategy session. That's exactly what I wanted and didn't know it. But you sure did, smiley face. When can we schedule? I like to schedule those once you've gone through mods 1 through 2 and filled in the workbooks for those mods." Right? So you see how I've structured my value add so that, yes, I'm going to give you some of my time, but I'm not going to shortcut and underprice and make the people who paid $397, $297 for a 90-minute strategy, $497 for a 90-minute strategy session with me by giving you that for free. I'm going to give you 30 minutes. And I'm going to give you some requirements to be able to get that 90-minute session, that 30-minute session. You got to watch module 1 through 2, and you got to fill out the workbook. And you bring those to the session. Okay. And then I've also been known to say, you've got to get through module 1 and 2 in 30 days. The free 30-minute session is only good for the next 30 days. So you got to, and this is a strategy for making people do the work and not just buy the course and want to bypass the course and just get to meet with you for 30 minutes, right? Because even if I allowed her to do that, think about it. Pin Profits Mastery is $555. So if she wanted to bypass the course and just get to the strategy session with me, she paid me $555 for it. That's why I tell you, I promise you, digital marketing is a highly paid in-demand skill set. I have come to the understanding, if not conclusion, that the number one thing people want from me, 2 things. They want my brain and they want my time. And that is why it is $497 to pick my brain. My number one income producing asset is the way that I think. The number one transformation that I provide is not in how I got from A to B, but teaching you to think like I do. Not like I do, but teaching you how to think. When I say think like I do, I mean strategically, not think exactly like me. How to learn how to think strategically to achieve and manifest what it is. Woo! what it is that you want. That is ultimately what I am in the business of. Because there are a lot of people out there who can read books, attend webinars, and write down notes and repeat word for word what they learned. And then there are people who eat it up because they want to get it for free, but not understanding that there's no wisdom behind it. There's no juice. There's no experience. There's no gut instinct behind it. There are things that I do, what I call rotely, R-O-T-E, like rote memorization. There are things that I just do instinctively, is even a better word. I can't explain it to you why I do it, but it comes from the wisdom of having run the play enough amount of times to be able to predict that if I do this, it's going to lead to that. And many of you already have that, and you know it, you don't trust it. So that, again, is one of the things that people can expect when they work with me, is to learn how to trust themselves and that they know what to do. Most of the questions that I am asked in a coaching session are answered with another question. What do you think? What would you do? Why do you say that? Right? We're going to dig deeper to help you understand and learn how to think. You know, I posted on Facebook the other day, the number one reason that most businesses fail is truly cash flow. I didn't say that, but it's truly cash flow, right? But the reason that businesses don't have cash flow is because the business owner refuses to think like a business, meaning they refuse to think strategically and make moves strategically. They want to be a good neighbor. They want to be a good friend. They want to be seen as a good human being, a good whatever. And you can and still should want to be all of those things, but you also still have to learn to think and behave, make decisions, act strategically. You have to. It is not my job to give you the strategy unless you book me for a strategy, you know, for me to create the strategy for you. But at the end of the day, it is still ultimately on you. Because see, a lot of people, again, they want a coach, they want a boss, so that when things don't work out, they got somebody to blame. Remember, I said sales, marketing, and leadership. I've been around the block quite a few times, and I've been leading people. I'm 50. I've been leading people probably about 44 years, if not longer. Yes, I'm talking about from the age of 6, because I'm the oldest daughter, I'm the oldest grandchild, I'm the oldest niece. So if you know, you know. I've been a leader my entire life. I've been leading. So I know a thing or two about leading. I'll even call my daughter out. Stop throwing my grandkids under the bus and own that. Take accountability. My grandson will do it too. Okay. So DBA volume 1 and 2, $133. You can resell it. You can resell it. And there's thousands of dollars worth of done for you products inside of there that you can rebrand. You can use as a template. You can take pieces of it and create and make your own. Hello there, how are you? We're actually getting ready to wrap up. But never in history, right? I mean, and think about the holidays. Go to my blog. On my blog right now, I've put out 2 or 3 new posts in the last week or 2. Okay. And one of them talks about how Amazon, and they announced this right before the holiday season. Think about it. Like we were talking about earlier, they didn't wait until the Monday before Thanksgiving. They didn't wait till Cyber Monday to announce that they are going to allow you to be able to make purchases right from within inside of TikTok and Pinterest without leaving those apps. That alone, again, is a reason to grab DBA volume 1 and 2 for only $133 while I'm live. Pinterest affiliate marketing. Pinterest is positioning. I told y'all, if you had Pin Profits Mastery, you would know that. You would know that Pinterest is positioning itself as a shopping app. And so is TikTok. right? But all this jazz everybody been talking about, oh, they don't like when you say the Zon and all that. A lot of people just take guesses at stuff. They take guesses, they shoot in the dark, and they literally just make up stuff to create the narrative to get you to buy from them. And that's one thing I'm never going to do. I probably, serve less people and make less money because of that. But I also look at it as that as a blessing in disguise because I'm not working with a bunch of headaches either. Because to me, that's what that draws in is headaches. Okay. So I'm going to get ready to wrap up here and get ready to call it a day. So last call for what questions do you have? I know y'all always say we tend to overstand. Y'all tend to tell me that you overstand by the time I'm finished. I get that. I understand that you might be in a state of overstanding, but ask your questions now before I get ready to get off of here because my stomach is grumbling. It's time to go get some lunch. And I've been out here so long that I've let my spot that I like to go get my Mediterranean chicken from is now closed for the day. They don't sell dinner, so I got to figure out something else. What am I going to eat today? So, all right. Well, that is it. I might come back on later today. I'm not sure because I'm really hot on this $133 for DBA. The only way to get it at $133 is while I'm on live and through email. So if you're on my email list, make sure that you watch out for my emails this weekend in order to be able to get it for $133. That's the only way you can get DBA for $133 is email, direct messenger from me, or while I'm on live, because I'm about to take that price right back up right now. So I'm going to go and I'm going to go change that price. So if you want it, you better run over there and already be in the cart and checking out. Okay. I will talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.